Hi, I want to share with you a secret on how do you access your core inner powers. Did you know that setting your intentions every day is as important as eating healthy and breathing fresh air every single day? In psychology, they say that thoughts shape reality. So what you think, you get. I'll give you an example. Let's say you started a project with a new team. And for whatever reason, you look at one person in this team and you think to yourself, this person is not going to pull his or her weight. And they will probably be the reason why we delay or even cancel this project. Down the line, something happens and whatever you imagined became true. And this person was the reason for this project to be delayed. And you say to yourself, I knew it. I had this feeling I should have listened to my intuition. Consider this. Maybe it was not your intuition that told you what was going to happen. Maybe it was your intention for this project not to go through for whatever reason in your subconscious mind that you didn't want it to work. And that person was simply the means or the reason why this project was delayed. Let me tell you how intention works. Intentions will help you focus. It will help you zoom in on what you really want, mostly at the inner subconscious level. And you will be able to see patterns around you that will help you get what you want. I'll give you an example. You buy a car or even a dress, and then suddenly everyone in the street is driving the same car. How did that happen? It happened by you focusing on the same wavelength as everyone else was focusing on when they thought of buying the same car. That's what intention helps you to see, and what it helps you not to see, so as a distraction. The other way that intention works is that it gathers energy. It gathers your inner energy as well as the energy of others. So most of the time, this is on a subconscious level. So you don't know that others are helping you or you're gathering your energy from them. But sometimes, if you are lucky, you are actually seeking this energy and it comes to you at the right time, at the right level. So it works with the energy level to help you reach whatever you want. And the way that the intention will work best is that if you are very focused on your objective, on what you want, but you are detached from the outcome. So for you, how it shows up is not important as long as it does show up. How does this work? I'll give you some examples. So I've had approximately 2 decades of working with intentions, and one of my earliest encounters was that I had a problem at work I wanted to find a unique solution to. So my intention at that time, not knowing that I was setting an intention, was to look for an answer from a different area than what me and my colleagues were working in. So at that time I was working in nonprofit, and I went to this bookstore and I opened different kind of magazines, nothing to do with my field of work. I got magazines from science magazines, I got space, I got engineering, arts, all different kinds of magazines. What I was looking for is if I could find a similar problem, the essence of the problem, but solved in a different way from a completely different field. And lucky me, I did find something that was very unique, even from a car mechanic magazine. And that solved my problem at that time. Fast forward years, and I'll give you another example where every year, at the end of the year, I would buy a calendar, or some people call it planner or agenda. I like it to be paper-based. And every year I would buy this calendar. I'm looking for something with a unique style or different design every year, just to keep things changing. After a few years, 3 to 4 years, I realized something unusual when I looked back at the stack of calendars that I kept at home. That the year in each calendar had a different theme from the other in terms of how I lived it. So one year I was traveling all the time for work and for family reasons. And the calendar itself, which I bought the year before, the end of year before, had a lot of pictures of different seasons and pictures from around the world. In another year, I bought a calendar that had the New York Dogs cartoon on top because I liked the design of it. And that year I applied and actually started studying in New York, which was the first time for me to go to. And looking at those calendars every year, the theme, the design of that calendar affected almost the whole year through. That made me make a very big decision that this calendar will actually have a big impact on what is going to happen in the next year. So I don't take this buying decision lightly anymore. I have to look for something that is going to inspire me for the year coming. And so that was when I started to pay more attention to how I am setting my intentions. So I give you an example of how an intention could work with what project, and also how do you work it on a yearly base. But then this is something that you can do on a daily base. Actually, it's best if you do on the daily base. One problem I faced when I started experimenting with this was remembering my intention. So what did I intend to do? So I had to keep remembering, and some days I just didn't remember my intention at all. So I tried to experiment with different ways, and one easy way, effective for me, was this. Was if I decided that day I needed to think in a creative way, I simply remove my watch from my left wrist and put it in my right. This action by itself made my right hand feel uncomfortable. It made it awkward for me to write. And so every time I felt that I'm not very comfortable, and I realized that my hand is because my hand has this, my arm has this watch, I remember I need to be more creative right now until I finish whatever I need to do, and then I put it back. So what else can you do? Small tweaks in your daily routines or settings that will remind you of your intention. I'll give you two tools, right? Two different ways of setting your intentions, and see which one will work for you. One, if you like languages and play with words, is to choose a different word every day. What word it is, it's up to you. It could be a noun, a verb, any kind of color or anything. And every day, whatever you do, you are actually trying to see this word in everything else that's happening. So this is one example. Another example is that if you decide from the morning, from early in the morning, how do you intend to feel that day? What is your intention in the feeling? So pay attention that the word that you use for how you want to feel will have different meanings. For example, if you choose the word confident, I intend to feel confident. What does confident mean? It could mean that you will feel empowered, or it could mean elegance, or it could mean respected. So this is what I mean by setting your intention and not worrying about the outcome. So the outcome will come in different ways based on the people that you're interacting with, based on the circumstances around you, which you don't have control over. But you do set your intention on the word or the feeling that you want to feel. Another example is success. If you look at success, what does that mean? It could mean feeling loved, or it could mean freedom, or actually being successful. So again, how it comes back down to you or back at you is not what you should worry about. You should really focus on setting it up, either in the morning or the day before. So what happens if you don't set your intentions? Well, you will not have a creative day. You will not see or experiment things in a new way. You will not have new way of seeing things or even of knowing things. You might be extremely bored at work. There's nothing for you to pay attention to, the patterns that will come your way. You might still be good. You will still be good at what you're doing. In fact, that will not change. If you are excellent in whatever work or field you are in, this will continue. But whatever changes that you need to do will be more of a reactive in nature rather than proactive. So setting your intention, your rewards will be that you are being more productive creatively. You will have a more creative conceptualization of ideas, or even ways of expressing your ideas. Not only will you be able to harness your energy to reach your goals, but you'll also be able to see patterns using the same intentions from others around you, making it easier to reach your core inner power. So don't let this secret fade away. Use it. Try it. Try it for 1 week. Try it for 1 month. Try it on a daily basis and see what happens. Good luck.